Ortiz issue, no, Menoka say, no, Ibrahim Traore is having his moment with Donald Trump. Now, as Ghana is receiving deportees from the United States of America to kind of reverse a visa ban, Oko, Burkina Faso, the case is otherwise, because Burkina Faso is rather taking a conventional approach and as a retaliatory approach. This particular approach that they are taking, you could see clearly well say they don't want to be in bed with Donald Trump, and they are saying that Donald Trump might have power as the world's most popular or powerful person or powerful president, but then they also will hold their ground to show say Donald Trump, he controls the world and he controls the US, but then he does not control people or the minds or common sense of people. And one person who's leading this particular evolution is none other than Captain Ibrahim Traore. Now on your screens, what you see, reporter Abba, this particular reporter Abba, and you could see Burkina Faso President Ibrahim Traore saying that he is taking Donald Trump head on head. Now look at this. I say Burkina Faso says Americans must now apply for a visa online or obtain it from their embassy in Washington DC before they can enter their country. So if you don't know basically what is really going on, just some few days ago, the United States of America, the government in the US, they closed down their visa in Ouagadougou, that's the capital town of Burkina Faso. Now, this was after Burkina Faso said they were not going to receive deportees, unlike what Ghana's president and Ghana is doing. And because of that, Trump was saying, you don't say no to America. It is not possible. So what did? Trump went far ahead to visa ban the country. So let us put this on the screens and then we'll explain this particular retaliatory move which came from the Burkina Faso. Now this ABC, American Broadcast News, it says Burkina Faso rejects proposal to accept deportees from US. So this particular action that came, that was what infuriated the United States of America to say that if you are not going to receive deportees, then we may as well close our embassy in Ghana and also move on further to visa ban you. So let us read this. It says Burkina Faso says it has refused a proposal from the Trump administration to accept deportees from the United States. So here it is telling us why Burkina Faso is saying that this whole visa deportees deal that many countries like Uganda, Eswatini, Ghana, and various countries are having with the US, Burkina Faso says it is not going to do the same thing. Now, it further goes on to say that the West African country was asked whether it will accept non-citizens expelled by the US, in addition to its own nationals. Foreign Minister Karamoko Jean-Marie Traoré said on Thursday, said Thursday on national television that naturally these proposals, which we deemed indecent at that time, is totally contrary to the value of dignity, which is part of the very essence of the vision of Captain Ibrahim Traore. Furthermore, he said, referring to the country's military ruler, the remark came only a few hours after the U.S. Embassy in the U.S. capital, Ouagadougou, suspended most visa services for Burkina Faso residents, redirecting applicants to its embassy in neighboring Togo. The embassy did not give a reason for the move. So here, what we are seeing is so simple. What we are seeing here is so simple. Now, when the US approached Burkina Faso to receive immigrants, Burkina Faso said it was not going to receive any immigrants, whether it is their own Burkinabes in the US who have overstayed and who are being deported from the US. They are not going to receive them because Captain Ibrahim Traore is all about, making sure of projecting Africanism and also the dignity of us. So, deporting people in such a way that is not really dignified, he said he was not going to take it. And one other thing that he said that also was basically like a slap in the face of the United States government was saying that, they don't believe the actions or these actions which is coming from the United States of America was something to write home about. So let's continue. Say, citing a U.S. diplomatic note accusing Burkinabe nationals of not complying with visa usage rules, Karamoko Jean-Marie Traore called the move a possible pressure tactic and said Burkina Faso is a land of dignity, not deportation. So the Ibrahim Traore administration was saying that this particular tactics, which was coming from the Trump administration, is something that was more of a pressure tactics, like they are pressuring the Burkina Faso government, to basically coerce them or force them into receiving migrants. That this particular migrants that they are receiving, they've not signed up for. They've not signed up for these migrants, and at the end of the day, they believe that it is something that at the end of the day doesn't augur well for the country or in terms of dignity of Africans. It further goes on to say more than 40 deportees have been sent to Africa since July after the Trump administration struck a largely secretive agreement with at least 5 African countries nations to take migrants under a new third country deportation program. Rights group and others have protested the program. So in here, they are saying that even though Burkina Faso said they are not going to take the deportees, countries like Ghana and other countries in West Africa have said these deals are a good deal. So ultimately, they've received them. Now, one other thing you also have to note in all of these things that is really going on is that when Ghana received these kind of deportees or these deportees, it was okay. Quickly, our visa ban was reversed, and then ultimately we are now in good books with the United States of America. But because Burkina Faso refused, immediately after this refusal, the embassy of the United States of America in Burkina Faso was ordered by the Trump administration to shut down. And immediately after shutting down, what we also saw was that it also went on further to say that if any Burkina Faso national wants to basically come into their country, they have to go to the nearest the nearest embassy around their country, in this case, Togo. So if you are in Burkina Faso and you want to go to the United States of America, because the embassy in Ouagadougou have been shut down, you have to go to neighboring Togo. And because of this, what we saw was that the Burkina Faso have also responded in kind. So how did they basically respond? They responded by saying that if at the end of the day, US have closed down their embassy in Ouagadougou, okay, citing that, at the end of the day, all these things that is going on, that is why the US have closed down their embassy. We are also going to do the same. So now, Burkina Faso is also saying that in all of these things that have gone on, they understand the game very well. So any American who wants to come into Burkina Faso, they are also going to subject this same American to the same vigorous rules. The same vigorous rules that America is now subjecting innocent Burkina Faso citizens to. He's going to subject them to these kind of rules. Same rules. So if you are a Burkina Faso citizen, if you are an American citizen, you want to go to Burkina Faso, what you have to do is you have to also make sure that because the embassy have closed, you have to go online, okay, and then apply. And at the end of the day, they will basically think about it if they will let you into their country or not. So clearly the tensions between these two countries is escalating. That's why what you see on the screen. It says that Burkina Faso says that Americans must now apply for a visa online or obtain it from their embassy in Washington, D.C. before they can enter their country. So now it's not visa free for Americans. You have to actually obtain a visa, and this tells you how the tensions between these countries. So that is exactly one of one of the things that is basically happening, that has basically drawn the reaction of a lot of people right here in this country. So we'll also be moving to Mali, because you also have a breaking news about something that is going on in Mali. Mali too is also responding. Mali too also believes that the way the Trump administration is handling them in terms of visa banning them, they believe that it's something that they are not really happy about. So what is Mali doing about all of this? Let's take a listen to this.